Can you see that then?
Yeah.
I don't. You better tell us when we go live because
We've gone live.
We've gone live.
We went live ages ago.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty good likeness of Foxx anyway.
I don't think they've done anything with Foxx.
I didn't think I was that pointy, but clearly, you know.
Yeah. It's like them Hall and Mirrors, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely look very Evil Witch of the West.
Yeah, I think a nice green. It could be a Wicked Witch of the West there.
Wicked Witch of the Week.
Wicked Witch of the Week.
That's like
this week's Witch of the Week is.
This week, Wicked Witch of the Week is Chris. Yeah. Oh well, that's it. I'll stop sharing. Where do we go now? I can't see anything now.
I can't see anything.
I've closed all my browsers.
Yeah.
Closed all of them. Oh dear, not getting.
Have you done it again, Ted?
Right. Have we stopped sharing? Are we live?
Yeah, you're back now.
Still live.
Have you closed all your browser windows down?
The picture that you were just sharing was sent in from one of our viewers, wasn't it?
It was, yes. I did say we'd show it. I tried to show it last week, but it was only on my phone.
It didn't really work. Was it Glenn?
Yeah, it was Glenn. Yeah. So thank you, Glenn. And if Glenn's not in, when he comes in, tell him he can wind back.
Glenn is here. He's I've seen him. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Monday night live stream from Ted at eModels.co.uk and Chris at eModels.co.uk. Well, and Foxx.
Yeah, you can send emails to Chris at eModels.co.uk. I won't get them.
Yeah.
But...
When did I become the other one? Darn it.
As we can see, it's Foxx. He's celebrating Canada Day.
It's Canadian Day. Woo! Welcome. Hello. Happy Canadian Day to all our Canadian viewers, if we have any Canadian viewers.
Yeah, isn't there a few things on today as well? Isn't it something else as well?
That was just Canadian Day.
Just Canadian Day.
There's that tennis thing started, didn't
There might be something else going on, but nothing else involves me.
Wimbledon. Did Wimbledon start today as well?
Yeah, it started today. Lunchtime-ish.
Sport. Nobody does sport.
No, we don't talk about sport on here. We talk about things they eat and drink and things like that, but we don't talk about sport.
Well, that'd be strawberries and cream then, wouldn't it?
Strawberries and cream, and is it Robinson's barley water?
Poutine.
Oh, Robinson's barley water. Maybe some Robinson's purple through and through, and that'd be nice for me. I can't put that anywhere now.
I've got a suggestion, but not while we're live on television.
Family friendly.
So good evening, everybody. Don't forget, if you want any shout outs, apologies, requests or anything like that to either us or your significant other, you can forward them through us and we'll ask on your behalf, like, can I have that Dora model and things like that. eModels.
It's been scientifically proven that when you get into the doghouse with your significant other or better half, getting us to do a shout out and grovel obsequiously on your behalf has no effect whatsoever, but it's fun.
Obsequiously, was that the word of the week that we had to sneak into? We didn't choose the word of the week before we started.
Should we get people to suggest the word of the week?
I would have suggested it in the chat, but none of us can spell obsequiously.
You don't have to spell it when you say it. It's easy.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah. So we'll decide in future. We'll have a word of the week and see if anybody else can spot it.
That could get dangerous.
Yeah, no, but if people put it in the chat before we go live, then we can just choose one from the pre-live chat.
That could get even more dangerous.
We don't have to choose any. You can choose one that's there we like.
Yeah. Sometime during the show, we'll have to insert word of the week. Each have to use that word.
This is kind of feeling like juggling chainsaws, I think.
Speaking of word of the week, what's quote of the week then?
This week in history. This week in the history of everything. In 1867, you know what this is going to be. In 1867, the Dominion of Canada is formed, comprising the provinces of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and Quebec, with John A. Macdonald serving as the first Prime Minister. There you go. Go Leafs, go.
So who's the Scotsman? Macdonald.
There's a big Scottish population in Canada. A lot of the first immigrants to Canada were Scots.
Right.
Lots of deep ties to Scotland in Canada.
All right. So happy Canadian Day to all our fellow Canadians.
I've got Ted saying Canadian now. I like this. Ka-ching, job done.
Well, that's where Canadians come from, isn't it? Obviously.
Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love Canada so much. I've never even been there, but it's one of those countries, like when you see something and you instantly just think it's brilliant. Like a puppy sees a tennis ball. I'm like that, but with Canada.
I went there once. That's where you got your flag from.
Yeah.
It's a real Canadian flag from like real Canada. I went there once for like 4 days. And it was good. It was snowing. So, you know.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't know why. It's just I saw it and went, that's brilliant. I like that.
So if any of our fellow Canadians from Canada want to sell us some air tickets over, we could do a live stream from the top of the tower in Ontario or something like that.
The CN Tower in Toronto. Yeah, that'd be great. On the glass floor. Yeah.
Or an iceberg, whichever they can fit us. Yeah.
Country Mama says, I'm in Ontario, Canada.
Yay.
We're on our way. Yeah, send us the tickets. We're on our way over.
Yes.
What's next? Give him your spiel then, Foxx.
Hello, yes, welcome to the Monday show. As always, this is your show. We just sit here and waffle on for 2 hours and you guys have fun in the chat. We depend on you to give us things to talk about and to ask us questions and to give us material, because otherwise we'll just talk about, I don't know, dust bunnies or something, or hair or something. So for the love of dog, give us things to talk about. You can either, if you're watching this and you can't see the live chat anywhere, type in your chat. Do you want to join the live chat? Because we'll do sticker giveaways and stuff later on. If you can't see the live chat anywhere, then you need to click on the little YouTube icon that's down here in the bottom left or right-hand corner, wherever I'm pointing, of the video player. Click on that and it will take you to the YouTube page where you can see the live chat. If you're on a mobile device and you still can't see the chat, it might just be underneath the player, or you might need to choose the desktop version of the YouTube, not the mobile version. If you can't see it at all, don't panic. You can just send a question or a comment to ted@emodels.co.uk and we'll pick that up during the show. But if you do have the chat and you want to ask us a question or get our attention or do anything like that, make sure to put your comment in big fat capital letters, or bold, as Ted likes to call it.
Put it bold.
Yeah, put it in bold. With all the the typing controls you've got in the chat, put it in bold. Or you can, if you want, use the super chat button, which is the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That will put your comment in a big coloured box, and we have no chance but to miss it. Now we will miss a lot of comments because we're too busy trying to be pretty on telly. It's hard work at our age, and the chat does go quite fast. So if you do ask a question or something and we don't catch it, just ask it a bit later on, but make sure to put it all in capitals so we have a chance of seeing it. We'll probably miss a load of stuff, so apologies if we do.
Yeah, we don't miss them intentionally, unless it's really stupid. But
yeah, we don't miss it intentionally. Don't forget, of course, just a very quick mention. 2 things. First of all, as always, it's a family-friendly show, so behave in chat. We have about 1 trillion mods in there. They're all really friendly, so just have a good time in chat. We'll be doing sticker giveaways later on, so you want to be in chat to win. Yeah. Also, if you're watching this anywhere else, ever since if you remember, the new website launched, it's all nice and fast, and there's a new server back end, and it's all zippy. There is now also the live page is back, so emodels.co.uk/live. You can watch the live stream there, and you're on the website for when you need to buy all the things that we show you later on that you need to put in your basket. Ted, what they're going to need to do?
Put it in your basket.
Yes, and no, it's not yours till you paid for it. So you can actually, again, if you ever have trouble finding the stream, it's always on emodels.co.uk/live, where you can watch the weekly stream, excuse me, or any live streams offhand that we might do. They'll be there as well. So emodels.co.uk/live.
Yep.
I can go to sleep now.
Yeah, we'll give Foxx a rest, and you can tell us.
I'll shut down for a while.
Yeah, you can tell us who's in tonight, Chris.
I'll have a quick look through. Yeah, my chat, as ever, was there. I know some people were in earlier, and then it wasn't because it all disappeared when everything goes live. But first one I've seen is one of your mods, Dad, saying hello again, Redlen. So I'm guessing Redlen was in before that. Otherwise, it was just a good chance that so Redlin was in after that, saying his Wi-Fi keeps dropping out. So hopefully Redlin's okay and watching. Then we have David Wright, who says, these Mondays get faster and faster coming around. They really do.
We know.
It's like,
I do. Yeah.
I did do this last night. And,
I was just settling down in front of the telly before, and I got a text from Foxx saying, Ted, it's your what's in store. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That's okay. I've got days till that comes. Yeah. No.
Just in case tonight's what's in store theme is crap. I've got 10 minutes.
Yeah, like that. And then I press a button and lose them all.
Yeah. I have to say over the last sort of year and a half, year or so, I have noticed, because I have a set routine in that, like, Sunday is my live stream. Sunday is my live stream. Monday is the eModels live stream, and then I've got other things I do during the week. Thursday night is put the bins out. Friday night is bring the bins back in, and that's kind of the structure of my week. And more, I'm thinking to myself, right, I'm going to do this, that, and the other, and this is my plan for them. We're going to build this, paint this, and before I know it, I thought, right, I'm going to do this, and oh wait, it's already Monday again, or it's already Tuesday. Is it me, or as we get older, is time just going really, really fast?
Well, your main problem is that you're putting your bins out on the wrong day. You put your bins out on a Tuesday night.
No, that's southern nonsense. That's southern nonsense.
Everybody in chat, what night do you put your bins out?
Thursday.
You put your bins out after the live stream, and leave them out till next week, bring them in and put them out again on the same night.
Yeah, but then you've got to put your rubbish. You got all the way down the driveway.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, you can't. Yeah, when you're in your shreddies and your slippers, you can't just outside the back door.
And I've got to tell you, I do not trust the green food bags when it's full of mushrooms and veggies and bits of chicken and stuff, not to just explode all over the driveway halfway down towards it. No.
Yeah, we get
my bin is right next to the back door. It's like, hello. Not going out in the rain. I'm not quite that camp when I do it, but
I bet you are. I really, really bet you are.
Because there's a big spider living on the lid.
My bins are fabulous.
Covered in glitter.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
sparkly.
Anyway, still in chat. We have Lord Barclay's in, as ever. Dad Gross Models, Modern Waking Guru, Sergeant Bones is in, but then he went to the kitchen, so he might not come back. As I said earlier, Glenn G's in. Stephen Hill Harris is in. Bobbington, as ever. Zadster, Frogspawn. Next up is Skullfish.
Yeah, that's where I joined. That's where I joined the chat.
I timed that just right because Fox was having a big drink and he couldn't
the
say
waters.
Then we've got another mod, Colin at Festa 67's workshop. Anders Eriksson, Paul Horner, Lewis Williamson, Peter West, Michael Jackman, Wayne Haywood, Jamie Bone, G, Bobbington, Anders, Ray's from Malta, Philip Prime, Andrew Preston, Osric 9000 is in, Mark Dale, Ickle Pete, Country Mama, as I said a little while ago, Brian Windmill.
Oh, press a blue button now. I've got to find out where you are now.
It all just jumped. It just jumped when I was just scrolling down a little bit with my little scrolly wheel. But now I'll go back
all the way down to the bottom, Dad. Dad. I got your dad there.
I'll just wait till the bottom. I'll just wait.
Just wait for us to catch up.
That's like when you're in school and you call the teacher Dad by mistake and you can't live it down. Oh.
There we go. People are conferring that I have in fact had a haircut this week. Ickle Pete's a bit late having a barbecue. What you know the rules. You can't just say having a barbecue. You've got to list all of the things that you put on the barbecue, not the charcoal. We know that bit, but all the food that you're barbecuing. And is it any good?
I had a barbecue this week. It takes about. We did it out in the back green because at the back of us it's a big piece of common land, so we set it all up and we
That's called the Lake District, Ted.
It's not yours.
It's mine now. So I set the windbreak up, set the barbecue up, put the chairs up, put the parasol up, got the tables out, got all the sauces and dips out, and spent about 5 minutes cooking a burger, and that was it. So a bit of an anticlimax, really. But
the trick is there, Ted. You get a George Foreman because then we've done this. You get the George Foreman. We've got a big one on a stand. You put it outside. You get it going. Starts to rain. You just move it inside and carry on. More food. Awesome.
Now, what we tend to do is get the barbecue thing going and do a barbecue once and then completely forget about it the rest of the year. It goes rusty and we have to get a new one next year.
Yeah, we've got a barbecue graveyard at the bottom of our garden.
Yeah. Do you think, you guys in chat, have you any barbecue tips? Anything to make your barbecue sort of sparkle and last a little bit longer? So that really ties in with Billy and Bench, doesn't it? Barbecue bench. Yeah. What have you had on your barbecue this week?
Yes. So what's on your belly and your bench or your barbecue? There you go.
All right. We've got lots of days come up. I think that was in response to my what day do your bins go out? We've got Martin Tui says Wednesday. Zadster says Thursday.
Good. Zadster's my friend.
Jamie Bowen says Monday and Wednesday.
Really?
That's
two separate collections.
I don't know. That's just really. Glenn G, Monday. Chancellor says bins out on Sunday night. Wayne says been Tuesday night. That's the correct night. Well done, Wayne. Wednesday every 2 weeks for LD. That's a bit harsh.
I can never last 2 weeks with
Yeah,
a
I
bit.
couldn't do a 2 week bin collection.
We have the green bin every week, and then it's a green bin and one of the other bins each week, basically.
Brian Windmill Monday night. Philip Prime Tuesday night. Ickle Pete bins Thursday.
Yes, good friend. Good friend.
Dave Cardboard says my bins stay out all the time. I won't have them in the house.
Do they not just scratch at the door? Does it get really annoying?
Osric Wednesday night. Paul Horner Tuesday night for Wednesday collection. Yeah, that's the right one again. Yep, well done. Frogspawn Monday night here. Black bin tomorrow. Brown and blue next Tuesday. Brown and blue. What is blue recycling? Is it? Oh.
Blue. I don't know, because for us we've got grey, which is general household waste. Black, which is bottles and tins. Green, which is garden waste, and blue, which is paper and cardboard.
You probably can't get your house of bins.
They don't give us the only plastic bin they give us is the food waste one, the little green one. We get the big fabric bags for garden waste.
Oh, really? We get massive wheelie bins for all of them, but we get a little plastic thing for the kitchen and little disposable bags.
Yeah, that for the kitchen, and then it goes into a slightly bigger one that goes out that they empty. But the rest of them, they give us recycling bags, which are like a transparent bin bag, which we put the recyclings in. But other than that, you do it yourself. You don't have an actual bin or anything anymore.
So you separate all your rubbish into 4 or 5 different bins. Then they send the same wagon around, and it all goes in a bag.
No, they come in at least 3 different wagons come around. There's the normal one, and they obviously the garden one as well, and the food one, and the recycling one. So we've got 4 different lorries.
It's just the same one. It's just disguised.
Yeah, they put different stickers on the side of it and stuff.
Well, I can guarantee that ours are 2 different ones, because on what tends to happen is, because we put the green one out every week. That's weekly. So it's the green one and A and other each week, and I can guarantee you the A and other bin in the morning on the Friday. The green bin, yeah, they might forget about that and do it on the Tuesday.
I thought you were going to say you always put the wrong another one out, so they don't collect it.
Empty that, but you always come back and you're like, well, they've emptied the grey bin, but the green bin's still there.
Zadster's got a good barbecue tip. He says, use your £10,000 kitchen, not a 50 quid Chinese bit of metal and a fire.
Good logic. It never rains in the kitchen. If it does, you really have to work with the builder.
Let's have a barbecue. So everybody goes out. Is it the man that does the cooking on a barbecue? Is that the tradition? Is that the man thing?
I think it's whoever can be bothered, to be honest.
I think barbecue tends to be a man thing. It's power and fire and stuff, and it's very primal.
Well, the guy will never stand and slave over a stove, but get the barbecue out, fire. Yeah.
The thing is, right, you get the people, the man might be like, I'm the man and therefore I must make the food. And I'm thinking, yeah, but if you were the smart one, you'd sit on your backside and let somebody else do all the cooking. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Phil East says halloumi sausage, coronation chicken, bacon, and burgers on my last barbecue.
I've just got into halloumi. Yeah,
halloumi's the best cheese ever. Just eat it raw. If you have a salad, cut it up into little pieces and eat it.
We went to the Turkish the other week and had deep fried halloumi.
Nice. I call it squeaky cheese because it squeaks when you eat it. It's really nice raw. Just eat it. It's like it tastes. If you know your Indian cooking, it tastes like ras malai, but savoury ras malai. It tastes exactly like ras malai, but with a savoury, salty kick.
I don't know what that is.
There, you clearly don't know your curries and your desserts.
No, we're not that posh. We don't have the varied Indians and things up here like they do in Manchester. Frank Tozier says George Foreman isn't barbecuing. It's a different.
No, but it's still cooked outdoors with the beer in the other hand, and it's.
Mark Dale says, I just fly tip everything now straight in the sea. Only kidding. There's no room left in the sea.
No kidding. I've filled that up.
Foxx says sausages and chicken. Tops it, cook them in the oven, then finish them off on the barbecue. Saves on food poisoning. Yeah, good point. Sausages and chicken. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, always have to have burgers and sausages on your barbecue.
And then you always have like burger buns, and that's it. Somebody has to have sausages on burger buns because nobody remembered to get finger buns. Hot dogs. Like,
why is it finger buns come in packs of like 10? Hot dogs come in jars of 8
or 12.
Or
For
12.
10, yeah.
They're never the same.
Unless you get Herta hot dogs, which come in packs of 10.
Do they?
But then you get like, if I get Herta hot dogs in packs of 10, but I get finger buns in packs of 6. Can't. It needs to be like a universal standard, you know.
Yeah, and there's always the lone burger, isn't there? That's burnt to crisps left on the side of the barbecue.
Yeah, I don't mind having that. That's fine.
That's
put enough sauce on it. It's fine.
There's always somebody that says, I want it done really well, and then they wander off and you've got this blackened husk by the end of the day.
You're not sure if it's a burger or a piece of charcoal.
Yeah. We have a serious question.
I was just going to say, Colin Gaffsey saying, hi, all new to the show. Well, welcome, Colin. Grab a chair. Sit down.
Yeah. Welcome to the new show. Welcome to the show. Don't come expecting model talk and things like that, because you might get a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, if you've been watching the first half hour, you just realised we talk about food an awful lot. We'll probably veer into the 80s and 70s in a minute and movies and stuff, but yeah, we don't do a lot of model making talk. We kind of see this show as a place for the model makers to sort of put the tools down and have a couple of hours away from the hoi polloi of model making, just to get some air and depression.
You can whittle away at your bench while you have us playing in the background, and then eventually you'll put the stuff down on the bench and just join in.
Yeah, just think of us like a moving and very pretty podcast. We did have a serious question, and it's moved. Ashley Sparrowhawk says, who is building the Airfix Hellcat? As you know, the new Airfix 1/24th scale Hellcat kit is now available. Our very good friend Andy, Nevbo model, Andy Nevbo.
I can never get them.
I was about to say it was Simon, but it's not Simon. Andy at Nevbo, he is doing the Hellcat build for eModels. The first episode is up, and it's just a quick unboxing to see what's in the box and what his plan is. So do go make sure you watch that after the show. But Andy will be building that Hellcat. It's a beast. It's 1/24th scale, so it's probably about this big, I'm guessing.
Probably bigger than that.
Is anyone have a shout in chat if you're anybody building it? How are you finding the build so far? Remember, when you guys ask us questions, don't forget, of course, we won't know everything. There's some things we don't know about. So make sure if you've got a question about a kit or something, ask it in chat. Because if we don't know, you can guarantee someone in chat probably does know.
Yeah, that's what this chat's all about, Colin. If we don't know, somebody in chat will, and often they will know more than we do, and we just facilitate everything you guys do.
Mark has just won the internet. He says, "Yep, they talk about food a lot. They do waffle."
Felice has a good suggestion there. He says his nephew used Starburst sweets on skewers like marshmallows.
Ooh, I'll tell you what does work on a barbecue really weird. You only know this if you're maybe in the field in a and you maybe had some beers, but bizarrely, Haribo fried eggs, if you stick them on the barbecue, they smell fantastic. They taste horrible, but they smell fantastic.
Yeah, but they taste good as well. So why
no,
would
you just do it for the smell. At the end of the night, you just do. When you finish your barbecue and it's still hot and you're just bored and you've had a few beers and you're like, I'll just see what I can put on the barbecue, see what it does. Haribo fried eggs, fantastic stuff.
Well, it's always always at the end of the night as it's cooling down, the barbecue's still glowing. You start poking it, don't you, when you've had a few beers and throw things on it.
Frogspawn says, top tip barbecue, mushrooms, garlic and butter in a foil parcel, perfect to cook slowly on the lower temperature part of the barbecue.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We're quite posh, you see. We've got one of these gas barbecues. Yes. Now, I'm not sure whether you get the same taste, whether you get a barbecue taste, or is it?
I think you'll find you need propane for your barbecue. I used to hate that program. It's got to be propane, not gas.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it gives the same taste of a traditional barbecue. Maybe.
No.
Is it just a grill that goes outside, really?
I mean, when we had the hot weather on Saturday, you could smell barbecues. When I say you could smell barbecues, you couldn't smell beef or pork or chicken. What you could smell was briquettes. That kind of petrol smell of the light of the barbecue briquettes. One thing I can say is if you ever get stuck and you're trying to get a barbecue to work, don't use nail varnish.
That wouldn't have been my first choice, actually.
Well, no, that happened once. Everybody was a little bit drunk and they was desperate for hot food, so one of the girls put nail varnish as a fuel. It worked. Nothing tasted right. It's weird.
You'll try anything, won't you? Once you've got your barbecue, you've got your barbecue, you've got your meat. Then nobody's got matches.
Yep.
Or you've got briquettes and they take an absolute age to light. And by the time you've lit them, you've lost your appetite. So yeah, you'll try anything to get it lit super quick. So you'll just throw anything on it in the cupboard under the sink. That be flammable. That'll do.
You squeeze it on.
So you're lighting your barbecue with some domestic cleaner.
Frank Tozier says gas is not the same as using briquettes.
Yeah,
so it's obviously done a taste test.
Somebody did say somewhere, where's it gone? Lewis William, going back to the Hellcat, says he's just got his Hellcat on order after a lot of groveling to the wife. Yay for your wife, giving you the go ahead.
Yeah. So shout out to Mrs. Williamson. Thank you for letting Lewis buy his Hellcat. Yep.
Osric 9000 says, the more I see of the Hellcat, the more I want one, but my stash is already too big. Is the wrong answer.
Yeah, trade with somebody. Yeah.
There's no such thing as size when it comes to a stash.
Yeah, the Hellcat must be a must-have.
Yeah.
No matter how big your stash is. The
stash should be like a reverse TARDIS. It should be bigger on the outside than it is on the outside. That's how a stash works.
You want to be one of the first people in there to buy the Hellcat before anybody else has got it. It becomes common. You want to be the first. You can say, "Oh yeah, he might have bought his Hellcat, but I was the first."
I was the first.
I was the first.
We have some Belly and Bench replies. Peter West says Belly peanut M&Ms. Bench a 1-to-1 alien pulse rifle. Is that in resin? Or is it custom made, like scratch made? Very nice. I've got the noise of the alien pulse rifle in my head now. Steve says he's building the Hobby Boss 135th M911 C. Cool. So Belly and Bench, guys, what are you working on and what have you had for your dinner and what are you going to have for your dinner?
See one randomly picked from the middle of the selection. Anders says things are back to normal here. In Belly, veggies and fruit on a diet day. Bench, the big Panzer 4.
Nothing wrong with veggies at all. Nothing wrong with that. I go through phases where I'll just eat like tons and tons of veggies all day long because I'm thinking it's like water. It's fine. I know it works in my brain.
Yeah.
Steve says he's got the Bandai Perfect Grade Gundam Exia Light kit on order. Jolly good.
Whenever I see PG, I think T.
PGT. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of the Exia as a mobile suit. I think to me it's a bit Spartan. I'm more a fan of the more complicated armors, but it's a beautiful kit. It's a beautiful Perfect Grade. Especially when it's lit up, it is fantastic. But it's not the mobile suit that I like, you see.
I've built like 3.5 of these Gundams now, and I don't know anything about any of them at all.
Yeah, you'll get there. You probably won't. Then it'll always be an adventure, won't it, for you?
Yes, right. It's always a learning experience for me.
Yeah. Let's have a look. My Belly and Bench is a large bowl of Lucky Charms and Nazis, apparently. I don't know which is in your belly and which is on your bench, but you might want to clarify that.
LD says Belly, avocado, and dry cured ham. Bench, same as the last 3 weeks. It says RBRG.
Yay. Bit of an update. Just so people know, I've actually been doing some work this week. I've started my Master Grade Sazabi, and I've built so far the torso.
Can I ask, because I'm building one of them there, not the same scale as your one.
Yes.
But why did you start with the torso?
Because I'm going to zoom in so people can see it. Because that's a very good question, my young friend. Because that's the first step in the destructions.
Oh, right, okay.
Because the Master Grades, that's the strange thing though. Master Grades normally start with the head and then the torso, but this has started with the torso.
Yeah.
So the torso's been done.
The real grade one that I'm doing started with the feet.
Yeah, I think real grades are a bit weird one because the sort of completely pre-made frame in a lot of them. They don't always follow the same order.
It makes sense to start with the body because then you can attach things to it.
Yeah. They like to mix things up a little bit. But this is just loosely snapped together. It's just I'm putting it all together first so I can look at it and see how I'm going to paint it. But I have got a plan. I've said this before. It's going to be painted in the colours of the Shanghai Dragons, the Overwatch team. But it's also, if I can get it to work, it's going to have a Borderlands paint scheme. Now, to figure that out, I've got myself some India ink. because India ink is a lot denser pigment than paint, so it's going to be better to do outlining. But also, I've got myself a Gene Stealer Cult's Achilles Ridge Runner, purely because it looks like a Borderlands Catch a Ride, and I want to practice the Borderlands style artwork on this. So I've got this to test out whether I can do the Borderlands style watercolor effects and outline effects before I do it in anger on this. So yeah, so that's where I've got to that. I've actually built something. I've had a chance to do some work this week. So that's me. That's where I'm up to. Sabi.
Have you been doing anything that's on your bench this week, Chris?
I've been doing much the same. Let me get rid of the mouse because otherwise everything will get clicked when I move turn around a bit. I've also been doing the Sazabi. I've got a bit further than Foxx on mine. This is the RG version, the real grade. It hasn't got a head yet. That's why it looks a little bit strange. But yeah, I started with the feet and built up from there. And yeah, that's as far as I've got with that bit.
The scary thing with yours, Chris, is that yours is a real grade 1/144 scale, and mine's a master grade 100 scale. But your real grade is about as big as most of the master grades. It's a big mobile suit.
Yeah, I mean, the one next to it is the red frame thing is also 1/44 scale, so it's sort of half. Well, it's twice the size of that. So
it's in the fluff and the lore. It's a very, very big mobile suit. It's Charles' last mobile suit. It's massive. It's very, very big. So look, Frogspawn says belly, fish fingers and chips and beans. Bench Nout at the moment is having a break.
Has Ted been doing anything this week? We didn't ask him.
No, I haven't.
We won't ask him then. It's fine.
Yeah, I obviously started off with good intentions to put all the stuff out, and then I had to clear it away because the table was required for the things, mainly eating. But no, I've got the stuff out. I couldn't really, but then life just got in the way, and I hadn't had a chance to do this week. But it's one of them things. Once it gets going, yeah, it'll be done. So.
Eating, it's for wimps.
Yeah. Yeah, you start off with best intentions, don't you? You get out of bed in the morning and think, right, I'm going to do this today. And then the significant other that are indoors says, can we just nip out to town to go for whatever, to go and buy stuff?
So yes, you can go. Bye. I'll be here.
And then by the time you get back, it's like 2:00. You're thinking, well, it's a bit late to start now because it's going to be tea time before I get everything on the table, and then I have to clear off again.
Well,
so,
to be fair, Ted, in your case, it's can we just nip to the shop and get like an entire mobile home?
Yeah, yes, we have. Yeah, we have become hobos this week, and we purchased a mobile home as well. So no more dashing around the northwest of England. We bought one.
Future Monday night broadcasts could be from anywhere.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, I must try it. Oh, I must try because
eModels Winnebago.
Yeah, inside from Ted.
Give a Ted on the road.
Yeah.
Diamond-shaped antenna on the roof, like you got on mobile homes.
Yeah, it'd be like one of those World War II German radio detecting vehicles, only where you turn the aerial around. And, hey, he's over there. That's it. Yeah, that could be. I could try broadcasting from anywhere. Take the laptop. Might not be perfect quality video, but we could try.
We could get people to send in their addresses, and you could turn up at one of their doors and be out front, and they'd have to guess which one you were.
Yeah, like that Saturday afternoon show where Keith Chigwin turned up and knocked on your door. And
find the Ted.
Where's Ted this week? Well, I'm outside number 13 Lithgow Street, and I'm about to knock on the door.
Anders says, I totally misunderstood what Hellcat you're referring to. As a tank freak, I started searching for a nice big 124th American M18 Hellcat. Disappointed to find out it's a plane.
Yeah, that's it. But you won't be disappointed. I think if you go build a plane. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. If it was anything like Airfix's Typhoon, you won't be disappointed.
Mark Dale says, Bench and Belly's polo. I assume he means a single mint polo and not sport. And putting invasion stripes on his Ferrari F40. Dave Cardboard says, Bench ice cream, Belly ice cream. I like this. That's messy ice cream. Good girl. Jamie Bone says, Belly, garlic chicken bites, mashed potatoes, and broad beef. Jamie always gives us the best descriptions of food. He always has the best food.
I still don't know where you are.
Garlic chicken bites, mashed potatoes, and broad beans. Bench, Warhammer 40k Imperial Guard Chimera. Nice. I've got mine in the cabinet there. It's a great kit. I've not painted the dude yet. I'll keep going till you find it. West North Wales. Chancellor North Wales, belly curry and chips. Good girl. Bench Airfix 172nd C47.
Found it. It's Colin at Festa 67's workshop. Says no dinner. Cat Part 5 on the bench. Cat.
Yes. If you've not watched that, go and watch Colin's doing the cat build for the eModels on the channel, as well as Andy doing his Hellcat. We've got Colin doing his cat. There's all the cats on the channel. So Part 5 is on the bench at the moment, so it should be off to me soon and then up to the channel. So stay tuned for that. We'll be cracking on with our builds at some point. As soon as I finish this Cesabe, I've got the perfect grade Millennium Falcon to do for eModels that you'll be seeing. Chris, I'm not sure what you're doing next.
I've got nothing yet. I've got an idea as to what I'm going to do, and at some point when I get when Ted's finished and we arrange when we're going to go up to eModels, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, I want to get. Hopefully, if I get the camper van sorted and things, I might actually go to eModels in that. As Dave Cardboard said, mobile home. No need for a hotel at Telford.
Yeah. Although you've got to find somewhere to park.
I'll just park it outside on the double yellow lines.
Try clamping that, you buggers. So do go and check out Colin's build and Andy's build on the channel. That should keep you going. I'm watching the cat with great interest.
Yeah, I actually caught up with some episodes the other day. It was doing a great job. I don't have a clue what he's on about.
Me and Chris do, because we know what he's talking about. And we know where we're going with it, and we can't wait to see what. Because
I've built the 8080.
Yeah.
So I know the building bit of that, but then what he does with it is.
I noticed that in the videos. It's pronounced AT, not AT.
You can call it either. We don't mind.
I think there's a lot of fanboy violence and wars, whether it's AT or AT. I can never remember what the official.
I've heard both as official, so I go with either. Whichever feels right in the moment.
Yeah.
Phil Kett says Belly, Indian mixed kebabs and salad.
Good girl.
Bench Revel ghost ship.
Ooh, nice.
Ghost ship. Ooh.
Is that the Revel? Is that the glow in the dark one?
Yeah, the sort of green luminosity one. It's kind of a cool idea. You got to give them that.
Yeah, that's what I think. You built something. It was Frankenstein. Remember, there was a set of figures that you could build years and years ago. I don't know who built them. I don't know if it was even Airfix. There was a Frankenstein, and he had glowing hands and a glowing head.
Yeah, but you know what? When we were kids, and when we had those, Ted, they were like made of uranium.
Yes,
they do strange things to your bits. Yeah.
I wonder why it happened.
Let's have a look. The chat just jumped.
D asks me. He says, "I'm putting the side skirts bit on in a bit. Are they a tight fit?" I assume we're talking about the Cesabe, not your personal grooming.
The pans are
yes, they're quite tight. One of them is not very tight because I think I've distorted the clippy thing. But yeah, be careful with it.
Is he doing the RG or the?
I think he's doing the RG as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen some pictures of his RG. He's got a very nice color scheme going on with the red and some golds and silvers and stuff that I might totally steal.
I'm not sure where that comment was.
Yeah.
Zazda says, looking forward to see the Borderlands cell shading effect. It's not actually cell shading. The Borderlands look is more pre-computer comic book look. I used to do comic book art, and it was always like pencils, light ink, watercolors for all your coloring, and then heavy inks with your brushes and your nibs. And it's that kind of effect. It's not cell shading like you might get in anime, because that's nice and clean. It's not the kind of coloring where it's on the back of a clear cell. It's proper watercolor and ink style. It's kind of similar to that, so it's more like a comic book style shading. Borderlands.
Aviad says, "I'm working on this gorgeous bottle of gin while I wait for a new compressor to arrive."
Ted's woken up now.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, and Aviad's got a gorgeous bottle of gin. Also, Aviad's compressor seemed to die the other day. He was talking about it, I think, on one of your streams. I don't know that it died or if it was killed. I think he wanted a new compressor, and this one just accidentally died at the time when he wanted a new one.
Well, yeah.
So we're not.
Then you've got a bargaining point with her indoors, haven't you? I need one. He needs a compressor. It's very important out there that your other half needs a compressor. So from us at eModels, let him get one. He needs it. So, there you go. So, see what we can do for you.
Frank Tozier says, doing a Tamiya A6 M3/3A, my second build after a 50-year hiatus.
Ooh,
I'll be Frank.
welcome back.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back. Feel free to pick the brains of anybody, either us three idiots or all the people in
Or
chat.
people that know stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we don't know, it's probably a good chance that we don't. We'll find somebody that does.
Zadster says Polar Lights Monsters.
Yeah,
And Lord Barkley says Wolfman and the Mummy.
Yeah, there was Wolfman and the Mummy.
Zadster says The Witch, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, the Mummy.
Yeah.
Peter, just very quickly, Peter West clarifies that his Aliens pulse rifle is a 3D printed kit.
Cool.
The Bride of Frankenstein, that would be the bride of the doctor that made the monster.
Yeah.
It's not even the Bride of Frankenstein makes no sense. It should be the bride of the monster.
Bride of Frankenstein's monster. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not quite. Yeah.
Yeah. Little nitpick. Coming with error.
Yeah, I bet you count rivets as well, don't you, in your spare time?
Yeah, I have a big box of rivets and I like to count them. Anders Ericsson says, I built the Tamiya 148 ME109. Nice build, but heart will always beat for extra. I'll read that again. Nice build, but heart will always beat extra for tanks.
Yeah.
He needs a Bane blade in his life. That's what he needs.
Frogspawn says penance. Oh no, pedants.
Penance. I think the chat's just jumped all over the place.
Yeah, I'm just got down to the bottom of it now. So
I think we probably missed quite a lot. We do apologise, folks. Chat can jump and we miss a lot.
Zadster says, I think Dr. Frankenstein made the bride for himself, not for the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a stretch, but yeah.
He did add bits that didn't need to be added. Extra bits and things like that.
Well, wait a minute. No, we're not doing that sort of show. No.
Yeah. If you would like to talk about that, this stream will go. Who went to Tank Fest? Somebody, mate of mine went to Tank Fest and said it was brilliant. I've yet to see the videos. Anybody else going here for Tank Fest?
Someone did say something about Tank Fest. I missed it.
Wayne Lazenby got back from Tank Fest today.
Right.
Mark Dale says, good work, Ted. Please tell Mrs. D that it's very important that I need 2 new airbrushes. Mine need cleaning and I can't face it. New shiny ones would be problem solving.
Yeah, problem solving. Yeah, it's included.
Why bother cleaning your airbrushes when you can just buy a new one from eModels.co.uk?
Ted, did you put that top of the range Harder and Steenbeck as number 3 in the list?
I'm just about to.
Yeah, we might have to redo the list.
Frogspawn says, what's Tank Fest?
Oh yeah. Well, as I said, it's like Glastonbury but with tanks.
This is kind of it, really. It's basically a big festival of armored vehicles and tanks in a place I don't know.
Is it Dorset? It's a tank the tank museum in Dorset.
There's a couple of people who went there. They'll tell us.
Bovington, is it? Not the Bovington tank.
Oh yeah, Bovington. Yeah, that's it.
But it's like a big tank fest. Yeah. I'm making it up. I'll just stop now.
Yeah, it's full of lots of big guys with cameras and sort of.
Dorset, Bovington. We have answers.
I realise I'm not on live chat again, am I? Oh, I'm on top chat.
I think it's all the same.
No, it's not.
Dorset and Bovington have been answered, so yes.
Jimmy Bones says, Frogspawn, search for Tank Fest on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wayne Lazenby says, when will the Boxer APC be in stock? We don't actually work for eModels, strange as it may seem. We're just 3 guys who help out and do their live streaming bits and bobs. We don't actually work there, so we don't have any knowledge of when things will be in stock. However, if ever you can't find something on the website, or if you know something's due out and it's not there, you can't find it, it either means it's just out of stock temporarily, or they're going to be getting in soon, they haven't got it in yet. Or it might be it's not something they carry, but they can probably get it for you anyway. So if ever you're looking for something and you can't find it, either drop them an email or give them a call or use the contact form on the website, give them a shout and say, hey guys, I'm really wanting to get this particular thing. When will you have it in stock? Or if you don't stock it, can you get one for me? And I have seen them get things that they don't stock for, at customers' requests. So even if you can't find the website anywhere, don't assume that because it's not there, they haven't got it. They can either get it quite quickly for you, or they can just get it anyway, or it'll be juiced back in stock. So if you can't find anything, give them a shout, drop them an email, use the contact form. They'll always be happy to let you know when that thing will be back in stock.
Pretty sure I don't work there because I've not been there for a year. I probably would have noticed if they were paying me to work there.
Yeah, but don't worry, when you turn up, they'll make up for it.
Yeah. Phil East has a question.
And I
I'm looking for ideas, basing some generic green-skinned fellas.
Orcs.
They're armored in yellow, and I want to
Orcs.
use purple on the bases. Any ideas? Do we
Yellow.
I'll just sit quietly while you.
I'm thinking about the colour wheel here. Yellow and purple. Let me just get the colour wheel up. Hang on. Yellow and purple. Yellow and purple. It was Moida. Yellow and purple are actually complementary. They're across each other from the colour wheel. So yeah, yellow and purple will work quite well. It's really kind of up to you how you want to do it.
So he's got the green in there as well, hasn't he? How does that work?
Let me get the colour wheel back up again.
It does that for effect, you know.
I've got it committed to memory, unfortunately. Green and yellow. Yellow works quite well with the darker purples, whereas green is more towards your reds. So if you're going for green and purple, you could make sure if you're going for greens and yellows, you can make sure your base is going from red to the purple and indigo end of the spectrum. Make sure it balances, because the yellows will work well with the reds. The greens will work well with the reds, and the yellows will contrast well with the purples. Just keep in mind, don't make the base if it's just like if we're talking like orcs or a gaming miniature, and it's the figure and the base, don't make the base too complicated or attentive to the eye, because the focus should really be on the figure. Even if it's just a tabletop playing figure, you really want all your hard work to be on the figure, and the base should look nice, but you don't want to put all your effort in there. So you might want to try something like, it depends how you want to do it. It depends what the scenery is. If it's like a fantasy, it's got lots of toadstools and mushrooms and stuff, then you could definitely get your purples and your greens in there, no problem. If it's more of an industrial or something like that, then maybe you're looking at a crackly base where you can go for different shades of colours, like it's maybe a dark colour, but with the purples and the reds coming out from in the cracks between the bits. Use like a crackle paint or something. So you could paint the base in the purples and reds and then put a dark coloured crackle paint over the top. It's how you want to do it, but yeah, the purples and reds, as long as you go around the purples and the reds, it should mix quite well with the greens and the yellows, complement it quite nicely. But I'd stick those colours on the base, and obviously yellows and reds on the orcs or whichever they are.
Phil says he's just thinking how to use the purple on the base. Maybe wash the gravel and highlight back up.
Possibly. Even if you're just using, because it's kind of making it in such a way that it's going to be not realistic, isn't the word, but I suppose if you've got gravel and plants and they're all purple and green, purple and yellow and red, it's kind of look a bit weird. So if you're going to go for purples and reds, you're getting into real kind of fantasy type stuff. So
it might be. It's going to be on an alien planet, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, to break into specifics, if you go for purples and reds, it might be, say, an Age of Sigmar type of base where you've got strange magical fluids or toxic spills. If it's a chaos or something like that, it might be chaos. If it's 40k, something like that, so you might have mysterious noxious liquids and strange things, or it might be mutations. You can certainly have fun with it, but I'd try and make it not look like realistic rocks or dirt, because then you'd be like, why are those rocks purple? But if you make it something weird, like if you make like a rock base and have strange oozing pool, maybe get some strange oozing pools of purples and reds in amongst dark coloured rocks. However you want to do it, just keep in mind it's got to have a certain amount of realism, otherwise people will be like, why is that plant pink?
Yeah, because it's a pink plum. Yeah.
Just build chaos. It's much
what else is there? The people talk about Tank Fest. Yeah, it's real. I have never got to Tank Fest myself. I've been to the museum, but I never got to Tank Fest yet. But a lot of people talk about that.
Frogspawn says that the scimitar was a real working one, but static and not even turned on. But I did get to play on an army ambulance and a big army truck. Then we discovered the beer bus. It went hazy after that.
Everything went wrong at that point. That's the best thing. If you're having like any kind of festival, if you've got really shoddy exhibits, just make sure that after about the third shoddy exhibit, you have a beer bus, a beer tent, because at that point, nobody really cares about the rest of the exhibits. If ever you get all these stories about the dodgy Christmas lands that come out at Christmas time and they're like really terrible, just have a massive beer tent by the entrance and nobody will care.
Yeah, that's it. You see Santa Claus around the back of the tent, chatting up a couple of elves, things like that.
Mark Dale, going back onto the orcs. I'm saying orcs. It might not be orcs. It's generic green fantasy dudes.
I'm thinking Martians.
All right, okay. Well, Mark Dale says, my son uses purple grass and moss with skulls on his orcs, which are mostly yellow and orange rusty. So you could go that way. You could go for sort of fantastical plants and things like that. It really is just kind of whatever you want to do. Just make it.
Phil does say the crackle paste idea sounds pretty awesome, Fox. I might try that out.
The trick is to get, if you've got like a crackle paint, obviously GW do some. You've got like a Grellan Badlands and a Grellan Earth. There are other ones are available. What you can do, a lot of people have done things where they paint the base with like oranges and bright reds and bright oranges in patches and little patches of color, and then they put the crackle paint over the top, and where it splits apart you can see into the cracks and it's all yellow and orange, and that's how they do lava, because then they go on paint the crackle paint black or very dark browns, and all the gaps are all oranges and reds. So you could do that with the purples and the reds, do all a mishmash and do lots of wet blending and make the colors all mixed together, and then get them over white, get them thinned and build them up nicely, and then do a crackle paint over the top, and then go over that crackle paint with dark colours and browns, so it looks like scorched earth with these purples and reds coming. That'd be quite nice, like weird lava.
Yeah, could quite feel the effect.
Crackle paint is the easiest way to do fantastic, and then stick a single grass tuft on it just to make people see.
Where else? Yeah, there's lots. Yeah, have a look round. As I said, Luke's APS did a good video on it. Yeah, lots of info out there.
I have white crackle paste too. It's open to some nice purple glow. Cool.
Yeah, but really, if it's what you've had to do it, as Fox said, don't really have to explain to anybody. If you enjoy doing it, just get on and do it.
I mean, it does help if you can base it in some sort of reality where people aren't going to be, like I say, why is that stone purple? But like things like plants and stuff, grass tufts and things in colours, you can get away with because it's a strange alien world. But rocks might just kind of need to be grey or dark or brown or black, because that's where you can get things like the crackle paints and stuff. Just have fun with it. But yes, purple and reds, good choice, because they're opposite yellow and green on the colour wheel, so they're nice complementary colours. I can't remember if they're tertiary or secondary colours. I never quite figured that bit out. I'm more interested in the colour wheel of food rather than the colour wheel of actual colours.
Is that the one that says that sausages go with everything?
You've got your meat groups, your sugar groups, and your Japanese groups, and that's it. Oh, the noodles, which are in the middle.
Ah, right. Yeah, because noodles, everything goes with noodles, doesn't it? Sausages go with noodles, potatoes go with noodles, Chinese goes with noodles.
Do you know what my favourite snack of the moment is at the minute? Because
is it noodles?
Well, no, because Mama Fox bought, she went on the Amazon, buy things and get them delivered in 5 minutes.
They still eat with the potatoes.
She meant to order me a couple of packs of noodles, ramen noodles that you can make. She bought me an entire box. I've got hundreds of them, hundreds of packs of noodles.
You do need to be careful with this quantity tab.
I know. This is why she also bought like 5 pounds of sugar.
And there was potatoes as well, I understand.
Yeah, she bought 100,000 potatoes. Very slowly.
Yeah, but who ordered? Yeah. Who apart from Mama Fox orders potatoes off Amazon?
We get everything off Amazon now. He's like ding 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 gone. There you go. But anyway,
there is certain supermarkets that do deliver.
Yeah, but she's there with her iPad, happily prodding things and making.
Yeah, but the supermarket will probably question when you order 10 million potatoes.
And besides, if we do it from the supermarket, I've got to go to the supermarket. So.
Yeah, but then you get substitutions, don't you, where you order potatoes and they substitute. We didn't have potatoes, so we give you carrots.
Yeah. We didn't have potatoes, so we sent you this magazine on farming.
Sent me potatoes, so we sent this toilet cleaner. There you go. But yeah, my favourite snack at the minute, if I get desperate for a snack, is a pack of ramen noodles with whatever powder comes with, usually chicken. Some Herta hot dogs cooked up for 4 minutes and chopped into little bits. Sprinkle them in. And a couple of spring onions chopped into little bits, put them in. And what you do is you get the noodles cooked. You put the hot dogs and everything in. They cook in the water with the noodles, and noodles take a few minutes. Get them in the pan, get them all mixed up, heat them, cook them. Sprinkle in some, if you want to, you can use gravy powder, just a little bit to give it some base, to give it a stock cube or something, just to give it some flavour. And that's a great snack. Dead quick. It takes like 5 minutes, and you can go.
I just had something that would go quite well with noodles. I had them tonight. IKEA meatballs.
Ooh.
Yep.
Frogspawn says peanut butter does not go with noodles.
No, this is true.
Yeah,
Tiger Tank 2 says pasta and mashed potatoes for days at your place. I don't know what that meant.
Yeah,
disturbingly, per my belly reacts to that, Fox. I don't know what we're saying.
Scott said he's put on another store just listening to us.
Yes.
Anders is muting for a few minutes.
Yeah, Tiger Tank says pasta and mashed potatoes at your place for days because we've got 1,000 potatoes.
Ah, right, yeah.
They were new. It turns out they were new potatoes because Mama Fox wanted to buy a little bag of new potatoes doing the slow cooker, but she ended with a big bag of like 10 pounds of. They are new potatoes. They're just very big, full size new potatoes, so you can still boil them in the skins and chips.
You go back to the barbecue for your new potatoes. What you do, what my wife does, probably other people do the same. Boil them, parboil them, wrap them in bacon, cover them in barbecue sauce, put them on the barbecue.
Oh. See, we did also at the same time get a couple of bags of sweet potatoes, and I'll tell you, a snack for lunchtime snack, a baked sweet potato.
Can you get a barbecue in the back of your RV then, Ted? And then when we go to eModels,
it's actually got a plug on the side of it that you can plug a barbecue into it.
Fox will bring the potatoes.
And the Eric's struggling. Says he's going to mute us for a few minutes.
Yeah, I'll turn up at eModels in the motorhome. Plug the barbecue in, and we can have a barbie on the front of eModels, can't we?
Yeah, and Dad will turn up with his donuts.
We'll barbecue the donuts.
Anders Ericsson is saying he's muting us for a few minutes.
Yeah, then he says, just kidding, but he's hungrier than usual this evening.
Yes, meatballs in curry works well, Rick. Meatballs in a curry epic. Never tried that, says Mark Scopes. Just kidding, but I'm hungrier than usual this evening. I'm starving. I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm trying to not eat so much.
Yeah, I wonder how well we affect takeaways after our show. I wonder if the calls to takeaways goes up.
Well, when you say after, they can all call them now. We don't have to wait for us to finish.
Yeah, maybe they started dragging extra staff in on a Monday night now, noticing that for some reason the sales are going up.
Don't we have like 13 people in Norfolk, so like that part of the world as well? So the takeaways around there must be doing well. If you do have a takeaway delivered during the show, do tell us and let us know exactly what you've got.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we always hear of the pizzas turning up and things like that, don't we? The knock at the door, a pizza man turns up. Yeah.
Dave Cardboard's got you sus. Teddy says, did you buy the mobile home so you had something big enough to transport the U-boat in?
Yeah, that was actually a thought. It was at the back of my mind. But then I realised that the door is sideways on. And I don't know if we could get the door.
People go in and then turn around.
You're just going to have to tie it to the side, aren't you?
Yeah, that's about. I have to get one of them racks that could put it on the roof.
Can we stop talking about food anyway? Because I'm starting to get hungry now.
Well, Philly says another question. Here's a question, a proper question. He says, another question. I used a brown wash over a 3-colour spot camo pattern on a Panther tank. It went a bit too dark. Are there any tips to brighten it back up a bit?
Yeah.
Carefully.
If it was an enamel wash or an oil wash and it's not been on there too long, you might be able to carefully pull it back a bit with a little bit of oil paint or oil paint thinners or enamel thinners on a cotton bud, just damped, and gently rub it over. If it's an enamel wash or an oil wash, because if it's only been a couple of days, it might clean some of it off. Because there's no real way to bring it back once you've gone too heavy with the wash.
You could try some yellow washes on it, not filters. Filters doesn't darken it. You could try some yellow dunkelgelb type streaking on it. That might bring it up. Just bring one or two highlights. Just try and bring some highlights out of the edges and the sort of raised area.
That might bring it all in. Carl at Making Models does say a very light coat of Tamiya buff might help.
Yeah, that's actually, if you're airbrushing that, a lot of people will airbrush that over a model, a very, very faint mist coat, just to soften it all and lighten it a bit. It won't get round the fact that all the colours underneath the wash have kind of merged together in that brown wash, but it will kind of lighten the whole thing up. Because if you can avoid a repaint, that's the best thing. But yeah, there's unfortunately there's no magic way to sort of, there's no like contrast control, so it's more just getting creative and accepting the balance that's already on there with the wash and just brightening it up generally. So like Ted says, with the
you haven't got the undo button to press to take it.
But if you're lucky, it's oil or enamel that you've used. It's only been a day or two. You might be able to. Yeah. When I do a gunk wash with enamels, I use things like enamel panel line washes and I paint them all over the model. I just get them in the pot, get them on, done. totally opaque. I give it half an hour, and then I rub it off with a cotton bud. But you can do it for about a day with enamels, and that's how I do like a shading, a post shading effect sometimes. And it's the same thing, but I'm deliberately taking it back off again. So you might have that if it's enamels. Fingers crossed. If your enamels are oils, it'll be removable.
Mark Scope says, "What's the average age on here? Am I officially an old git at nearly 47?" Yes, because I'm only 46, so yes, you're officially old if you're 47.
Well, I'm nearly 40. I'm 48 this year, so
Yeah, and now it's time to do what's in store.
Dad says 21, but I think he might be lying.
What's everybody's age then? Frogspore says 51.
Brian Windmill 55.
Yep. Sergeant Bones 54. Stephen Hill 72. Didn't realise that.
Yeah, Dad says 21, but I think he's lying.
Dad's being a bit creative there.
Right, before we move on, we've got an email through from Jared who's using it threw me a little bit because he said he's using his wife's email. This is Jared using the wife's email. Question for Ted: after using AK True Metal, did I put on any clear coat before applying the decals? I can't actually recall putting in decals over the AK metal.
You did it on torpedoes. You didn't put any decals on the torpedoes, I don't think, did you?
No, there was none on that, and I can't think there was any. Oh yes, there may have been some put on the ammunition in the Panzer IV. I didn't actually put clear coat on them, but you can. I did try it afterwards. Yeah, you can put the clear coat on them. I considered that the ammunition wasn't going to get handled or anything, so the decals went straight on. I just left them bare. So, but it does take the clear coat. A question for Foxx: Is this the time of year you eat your first burrito?
Yeah, is this the he because we were speaking some other time, he actually surprised that I've never had a taco and I've never had a burrito. I've had a tortilla and I've done the make your own tortillas, and I have had a chimichanga, but I've never had a burrito or a taco. And every time people talk about burritos, I just end up in a sea of drool because they sound fantastic. I've no idea what they are. I just need them. I need them in my life, but there's no I don't have a takeaway that will deliver, or I can go to that does Mexican or Mexican food. So
I don't know that I've had a burrito. I've done taco. Yeah, like you've been to Tesco and got them taco burritos.
I've had tortillas and stuff. The old Paso things, they're all right. I've never had a burrito, and I really want a burrito, and I don't know. There's nowhere around me that makes them.
Yeah. A question for Chris: since you work at a clock repair shop, do you have a collection of watches or clocks? Do you have your own collection? Or...
Not a collection as such. I've got a few watches, but
once you shut the door on the shop, that's it. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
And a question for all. I'm the guys in the chat, I suppose. So this goes out to everybody.
Get ready to answer.
Yeah, what would your dream kit be that isn't available to buy? Jared's would be a 1/16 Sherman Easy 8 with a full interior.
Oh, nice.
Nice, yeah.
Ted's not getting memories about making a Tamiya 135th Easy 8 with full interior.
I was a Tamiya 135th Sherman tank with at least the turret ring was intact. It may not have been a full interior, but you could take the turret off and it had a turret basket on it. I'm sure it was that.
This is the one that nobody else has got any memories of, isn't it?
Nobody else. Yeah, I must have been in a different time zone or a different universe.
My dream kit at the minute would be one of two things. It would be either some of the drop ships from the original first Destiny game. The one I've made in fake Lego is really I love that one. I can't remember what it's called. It's the triangle with the big stick out. I like the design of the ship. It's just nobody makes kits them. So a proper nice big kit of that ship. It's the Arcadia drop ship. Arcadia Jump Ship is the one I like. That's the ship you start out with in Destiny, the first Destiny. I'd love a model of that. Failing that, plastic Death Core of Krieg. Yes, that would be brilliant. We'll never get them, but plastic Death Core of Krieg would make me a very happy bunny, even though my Fox's not a bunny.
Yeah,
I haven't got any. No, I just build what I've got, and I'm happy with it. I don't have any sort of Grail kit or anything like that.
There's one or two suggestions coming in chat. A 124th series Land Rover, 112th space shuttle.
Wait, hang on. Does he say what kind of Land Rover? Are we talking Series 3?
Series 3 says, yeah.
Who said that?
Jamie Bone.
Jamie Bone. You're a good man. You're a good man. Series 3, best Land Rover there is. There you go.
Phil Kett says a 124th RX-8, Mazda RX-8. Is that the...
Cynical Manx Steve says, Manchester City Centre, Piccadilly Gardens, Barbarito, best Mexican takeaway ever, and they do beer.
Damn, he's going to Manchester. Yeah. I don't do Manchester.
They might deliver out to you.
Nah, I don't do Manchester. I used to go to Manchester all the time. Then I got old. Now I'd rather eat my own face than going to Manchester.
I like going to Manchester. I prefer to go to Manchester City Centre shopping than to the Trafford Centre.
Don't go to Trafford Centre. Don't ever go. Oh, no.
It's just
You're not 17, Ted. You've got no reason to go to the Trafford Centre.
No.
Hello? Reversing.
Someone's stealing a car outside, but I won't worry about
it. So look, Pete Rogers says the 135th Scout helicopter. Osric 9000 says a 124th P38 Lightning. Wow, that'd be massive. Philly says a perfect grade style Devastator from the original Transformers cartoon for me. And Phil Kett tells me, Phil Kett says to Mark Scopes about somebody on eBay. I don't know what that's about.
Mark Scope was saying about the Liberator from Blake 7.
Oh, yeah, Liberator from Blake 7. Spree Goose says a 1-to-1 Jar Jar Binks banned. You're banned for.
I don't know if Fox's costume counts. I don't.
Where's the mods when you want them?
Yeah.
Right, it's about that time we went across and had a look at what's in store. It's mine this week, isn't it?
It's gone.
Yeah.
Time, yeah.
So right, I'll try and do this without crashing the internet.
Yes. Have you locked it on you first, Ted?
We don't lock it on you yet. Let Fox do his rotatey drag thing. I always did it the wrong way around.
Sound like a dog in heat.
I think it'd be quite easy this week.
Yeah. What we'll do, we'll go through the store. Now, don't forget, as always, we will have a theme to what's in store. It's very easy this week. There will be a theme, and we will give away a big fat sticker to the first person who gets the theme right, but you don't answer yet. Don't answer till Ted's shown you everything and then comes back and says, what's the theme? Go. If you answer before then, we'll totally ignore you and you'll feel nothing but shame and despair. We won't only take answers after Ted says go. Now, as always, there's if you appear first in chat on your telly box, don't assume that you're first in chat, because the chat we see is the actual YouTube chat in the order that YouTube gets your comment. Just because you're first on your screen doesn't mean you're first in the overall chat. Somebody would have got there before you possibly. So don't be upset if you think you're first in the chat, but you're not. We'll go for the first one. As always, though, there's always a lag between the video and the chat by this point. So before we do anything, you need to press the refresh button on your telly box and then drag the slider. So up to date. So refresh and drag. Refresh and drag.
Yeah, it should be like air hostess. Refresh.
Drag.
Your exits are in the back, the front, and the sides.
Mask, drop down.
Pull the firmly.
Right. I'll look it on me. And then, I'll try and look it on me, and then I'll try and screen share smoothly without crashing things, without computer packing up.
If it does go wrong, we do have a backup list of all the stuff that Ted's got.
Yeah, but we might just get to one, and then if we just do one, it'd be quite hard to sort of.
No, I think they still get the thing even with one. You'd be all right.
Yeah, I think they still get it from one.
Yeah, so don't answer the thing until Ted says go.
Yeah, the share screen thing seems to have gone quite different now.
Oh dear, you pressed the wrong button.
Right,
everyone's happy that Fox has done his hand dance.
Right, can you see the Google search page?
There we go. Oh, you do like me with a blank Google page? Good girl, I do that.
Right.
The mystery.
Yeah, right. And the first one is a Masterbox Running Bear. This is the Masterbox figure. It's a 1/24th scale.
Same scale as the Hellcat. Just saying.
Yeah. So is that Harold Dyke, the horse?
Harold Dyke, the Wonder Horse. For those that don't know, Tony is one of the eModels makers. We've never had a chance to get him on the live stream, but he's a lovely lad. He's been making a model of some Napoleonic type dude on a horse for like 6 years. And it's the worst thing he's ever made, and it won't stay in one piece. The horse explodes everywhere, and he keeps calling it Harold Dyke because it's got so much filler.
So, yeah, if you want to practice your flesh tones, painting of horses and horsehair and things like that, this is a kit for you. $13.49. What have you got to lose, even if you mess it up?
Yeah, and Masterbox are known for doing their figure kits and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a good, fun little weekend project. It's good practice if you're wanting to figure out how to do oil paint, flesh, and things. Oil paint.
Yeah, I don't see the building being difficult.
Well, probably two halves of a horse, and well, we all
Half
know
a horse. Wait, what?
We all know that.
two half horses.
Now remember, just before Ted goes on to the next one, all the stuff we're going to show in here on screen on the telly, we don't know how many of these the guys at eModels have in stock. Remember, we don't work for eModels. We don't work there. We don't know how many they've got in stock. So if any of the things you see tonight tickle your fancy and you really want to grab one, don't wait till the end of the show. Ted, what do they need to do?
Slap it in your basket.
He was already at the microphone ready. He was waiting.
He was waiting. It's like he was expecting it.
Didn't he? Yeah, if you see something you fancy, get it in your basket. But remember, if you haven't paid for it, it's not yours. Somebody else can come along and snag it out your basket. So get it in your basket and buy it. Just go and do it now.
It's not yours till you check it out.
Exactly. There you go.
And don't forget as well, you can check out with PayPal. You can check out with Amazon now as well, can't you? So.
Yeah, and the website's now new and fast anyway, so you can get all that done before we've even got on to the next item.
Yeah. So. And the next one is, I forgot, but the next one is...
the next one is the one with the thing.
Ice, baby. Ice.
Is he singing Ice? Chris, is he doing 90s?
He is. I reckon we can't see him, but I reckon he's doing the trousers and stuff.
Is he doing the parachute pants thing?
Just slipped into the big trousers and doing ice, baby.
Is Ted doing his 90s pop references? I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be less cool than Ted.
This is AK Interactive Resin Ice. I haven't actually used this, but I'm quite interested in it. If anybody else has used it, for creating ice effects, how you use it, I don't know, but I'd like to give it a go. Some nice diorama type effects. Whether it gives that frosty. Do you think it gives that frosty frozen lake type look, or does it give the granular snow type?
I would expect it's a bit rainy outside, but
yeah. Does it give any blurb on the description?
Let's have a look further down.
Colin's got to go. Thanks for coming in, Colin.
Good night, Colin.
Seven's workshop. He's got to leave us. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
This two-component product allows rooms setting with ice. The residue works in thin layers, allows breaking and texturing the pieces of ice. Includes an acrylic product to imitate surface textures. Can be combined with other products of the diorama series to get many settings.
So you can get that kind of effect of cracked surface ice, can't you, where it's been under pressure?
Yeah, that looks interesting. So yeah, it's the whole thing by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Anybody that's into modelling any sort of armour in winter camouflage and things like that, this could fit quite well. Or even you model railroaders, model railway guys who want to make sort of dioramas or scenes. It just look quite interesting. AK are bringing out some pretty good diorama type stuff.
Yeah. AK and Meg are both locked in Mortal Kombat, so whenever one of them brings something out, you can guarantee the other one will bring the same thing out. And they're both as good as each other, let's be honest. So yeah, AK and Meg both making great weathering products.
Right, the next one. You like this because it's spaceships.
Oh yeah, we've actually lost chat, by the way. They're talking about Battle of the Planets and
I'm not sure what happened there. I tried to figure out why, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah, we're talking about 1980s sci-fi puppet shows, Japanese puppet shows. Carry on, Ted.
Yeah, that's right. I was just looking at this. Star Trek TOS, the original series. I worked out what TOS stood for eventually. This is the Enterprise 50th Anniversary Edition. I haven't read the blurb on it. All new smooth source of parts, detailed bridge, view screen, captain chair, and console. So yeah, it's probably got. It must have the bridge interior.
Big enough that it's got the actual bridge interior as well.
Do they have the doors go?
Over 32 inches long.
Oh, massive, big. Accurate interior, including hangar deck. Oh, yeah. Right. Got everything. Sturdy display base. With
sturdy.
Water slide decals. Does it have some dilithium crystals with it as well?
Oh yeah.
No.
Illustrated instructions as opposed to all those normal instructions that don't have pictures.
Yeah. The suggested instructions, the telepathic instructions.
The ones that just text.
Knowing what the theme is for tonight, I'm very impressed that Ted, with the link that this has with the I'm like, Ted, that's awesome. You've just regained your geek cred card. So.
Yeah, I knew. Well, I didn't actually know. I just Googled the subject and this came up. So, yeah, I thought, I knew
that, Ted. You should have left me amazed at your knowledge.
Yeah, I wouldn't have mentioned that.
I'm just too truthful for my own good, you know. Yeah. But yeah, 200 quid worth of pretty good kit, I would think. Yeah. And you can light it up as well. There is people out there who can supply lighting kits for the what are these bits called? Nacelles,
and the cells.
Engines
or the nacelle, the tubes, go fast tubes.
The nachos, yeah, that's the ones. Yeah,
yeah. Polar light kits are like some of the best Trek kits out there. If you want big Starfleet vessels, basic or big Trek vessels, you're kind of going to go for polar lights over Revell because just size.
Yeah. So So again, it's in stock. Well, it was when we came on air. So it's in stock now. So slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket.
So yeah, it's item number 3 as well.
Oh, well, there you go. No choice.
That was pure coincidence, by the way. Item number 3.
Cashier number 3, please.
Yeah, cashier number 3. I will go across the next one. Let's start and give it away now. What the link could be.
Discipline, Ted.
Yeah.
You've not figured out the new menus yet, have you?
No, I haven't. It was just the same as the last one. I always used to click on the menu on the last one.
Yeah, but they're feel much quicker now.
You can see, the menu comes up much quicker. Maple leaves. Once again, AK, more diorama type settings. For you could add them to your ice scene.
Yeah, these are basically sprinkles over your dioramas. If you had the ice kit, you could sprinkle 1 or 2 of these on a layer of the resin and then put more resin over the top and give the impression that the leaf was in the ice.
Frozen in, because you know how cold it gets.
I did some sprinkly leaves on the transit van diorama I did, and it's quite good fun. These little tiny leaves that you can sprinkle on or play. I placed them delicately, but you can do it however you want. They are quite cool. If you're doing like an abandoned car, you can pile them up on the windscreen wipers.
Yeah.
It did give a little extra realism to your diorama.
Yeah, it does say these are in 135, but you can use them in 132nd and 148 scale projects as well. So yeah, multi-use, and only £5.39 from the eModels store.
And just remember, because everybody will want these, they will go. Leafs go.
Leave it alone.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll shut up now.
Yeah. Right. Next one is a Tamiya Feldkuch.
I'd read of it on the right.
Feldkuch, German field kitchen scenery.
This is a classic. This is a classic kit.
Yeah. I'm sure a diorama's got to have a field kitchen in it somewhere. There isn't a pointing officer in this one. In fact, maybe there isn't an officer at all.
Well, there can't be if he's not pointing.
The Germans don't do the pointing.
Is it just the Japanese?
It's just the English, yeah. I think the Japanese.
Right, yeah. So they could be doing. He's got a bucket full of new potatoes there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the Germans always tend to have binoculars if there's an officer. But this is a classic kit. This is one of those, we've often said, like, when people are saying, where do I start out in tanks if you just get into the hobby? And we say, start with Tamiya because they've been around for 1 trillion years and they're some of the best things out there. And this is like an old, late 70s. Go down to the blurb, see if there's anything. There's nothing more about it because I don't think you need to say anything about this kit. This is, I've made this when I was a kid. It's fantastic. Even going back 40 years to 40, 50 years to the 70s, Tamiya kits stand up very well to modern day kits. They're just so good. So if you're starting out with figure painting, for example, grab yourself one at 12 quid, you get 4 figures and the field kitchen, and there's a great weathering potential there and different metals and things like that. 4 figures, great potential.
Dad says I built that one. It's a good kit. And Sergeant Bone says that's the perfect kit for me since I'm always in the kitchen.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Even with the really old kits, Tamiya make some of the best 1/35th scale figures out there. They blow companies like Italeri and others out of the water because Italeri and Revell don't know how the human body works. Just let's be honest. So things like Tamiya, even their 40-year-old kits, their figures are fantastic. So if you want some good practice painting figures, and if you want to add something to a diorama to make it more interesting, things like this, they're brilliant. Tamiya have got a whole range of little bits and bobs like this that just make things more interesting.
I always found that Tamiya was quite good as well for adapting the figures and changing the poses and things like that. So,
Yeah, because it's always torso, legs.
Yeah.
Well, you always get the legs and the torso in one, a head and 2 arms.
yeah, so you could cut the elbow of the arm and bend the arm and things like that. So yeah, it was good. It was a good introduction to sort of modifying stuff. So 12 quid, you're not losing a lot, are you?
Right.
So,
Tamiya are just some of the best military miniatures there are out there. Like I said, even the 40 or 50-year-old stuff. If you go back 40 years to Airfix, it's garbage. If you go back 40 years to Airfix, to Tamiya, it's pretty much as good as the stuff they've got nowadays.
They're quite good mouldings. They're not the best, but they are good enough they're good enough to pass. And there's a lot of aftermarket sort of parts and things like that, heads and things that you can get on the internet now to improve them if you wanted to. So,
But 12, 13 quid, you've got 4 figures to practice on there, practice your flesh tones and your cloth and things like that. Fantastic.
So
and a bucket of potatoes.
Bucket of potatoes!
I bet it's got bratwurst in there as well.
It'll be some kind of like soup. Super. Broth.
Hazel, was it oak soup or something like that? Yeah,
something like that. Hazelnuts. And I'm pretty sure if you get like all the horsey kits, there's other kits that come with horses and stuff. You could probably mix and match them all together anyway to make.
Didn't we look at one last week, Chris? I think the hunting group.
Yeah,
So you could have
the Germans with the rabbits.
Yeah, we could have a whole army or a whole group of people at rest just around the field cook.
Yeah. Some of the best dioramas I've ever seen haven't been people fighting in battles. They've been soldiers sat around not fighting in battles, eating their dinner or writing letters home and things like that. Some of the best dioramas and most interesting and moving ones are actually just the quiet times between fights. So keep that in mind when you're doing a World War II thing. It's not all about shooty, killy. Sometimes it's like, what did they do when they weren't doing that?
The Feldcook. Anyway, next one, moving on, is the this is a Talieri. It's a 177 Canadair CL415. It looks like a water bomber for fighting forest fires, which
it's a forest fire. It's a forest fire plane, whatever you call it. Forest fire. Great. I've got the Revell version of this. It's massive.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that some of these aircraft sort of fly down low, don't they? Scoop up the water, then take off again. Must take an immense amount of skill to fly something like that.
The strange thing is when you see these planes like drop in the water, you don't realise there've been stories of people who've been caught underneath them when the water drops and they've been killed because it's tons and tons of water. It looks like this nice puffy cloud. It's not. It's like half a lake.
Yeah,
but there's a famous story of one. I need to clear my throat. I will in a minute. There's a famous story of one. I can't remember where it was, but the plane was flying over one of the lakes and scooping water out to put out a forest fire. And when the forest fire had gone, they cleared it. To their amazement, they found a scuba diver.
Yeah, I think that was an urban myth rather than
I don't know if it's real. Maybe it's just apocryphal, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but yeah.
But I think it was on Top Gear where they had one drop water on a car and it just trashed the car. I think it was Top Gear, just to show you how devastating those things are.
There's a little bit of a write-up on this. It says it's the most famous firefighting plane of aviation history, and thanks to its sturdy and robust central hull, it's able to load water storage in only 400 meters of water. Wow. So it's scooped up and fill up in 400 meters.
I just tried to scroll the page up then, Ted.
I keep trying to move the mouse pointer.
I do that all the time when you guys I click on something else on the page.
Even worse than you try and scroll up by going to the screen and doing that, but you think no.
So that's the next one. That's the Canadair 172nd for you 172nd aircraft builders.
That will be a very big kit when it's built. It's a very big plane in real life.
And it's yellow. So yeah.
So if you like massive plane kits, 31 quid, that's a bit of a steal.
Yeah. Final one. This will give it away. The Canadian AVGP Grizzly, an early version. It's a bit like the Striker that Foxx did.
Yeah, it's the same box layout and design. It's that kind of era. Trumpeter stuff, you can't go wrong with trumpeter kits. They're brilliant.
Never had an issue with it. I've built a few trumpeter kits now and never had an issue with them at all.
They're massively over-engineered and over-detailed. You get a trillion parts. Where most kits would be like, here's the wheel, here's a hub, the back of the hub and the tyre. Trumpeter's like, here are 35 parts for the front of the hub. Here's 35 parts for the back of the hub.
I do find that trumpeter are so good with a fit and things like that, that if you actually paint something before you put it together, if you have to paint like a rod that goes in a hole, if you've got paint on the rod, it won't go in because the tolerances are so tight.
Yeah,
so
it's almost like Bandai in that kind of respect. And Trumpeter was one of the companies that were kind of first in line when companies started including things like photo etch as standard. And that when that first started happening, some years back, Trumpeter was one of the companies that started doing that. It's taken Tamiya a long time to catch up to that.
Yeah.
So companies like Trumpeter and Dragon and others sort of overtook Tamiya for detail and accuracy, years back when they started doing things like the photo etch. So yeah, I don't know if there's photo etch in there. Probably is. There might be.
What does AVGP mean?
Armored vehicle.
Armored vehicle general purpose.
Okay, thank you.
I knew that when Ted said
it. I was trying to figure tank into it somewhere and it doesn't start with a T.
Does it have any? What does it tell us about the bit? Do you get any photo etch in there, Ted?
Yes, there is. I'm just looking at that. It says
one piece of photo etch, it says.
It's a photo etch. Consists of 220 parts, 17 clear parts, kit with a refined detail, multi-slide, multi-lower hull, upper hull. It's got everything in it. And I've just noticed the price, 21 quid.
21 quid.
21 quid.
21 quid for 1/35th scale vehicle with photo etch. And bear in mind, it's got 17 clear parts. There's probably one window. It's just got 17 parts. That wouldn't be unusual.
Yeah.
So yeah, 21 quid for a trumpeter kit of that kind of
the main tires, rubber tires as well, photo etch fret, separate rear panel with crew entry doors. It's got a lot.
So yeah, I mean, not necessarily absolute beginner kits, but not impossible for an absolute beginner to do. If you want a nice bit of a challenge, Tamiya kits can be nice and straightforward.
And of course, as you know, it's been done. You can Warhammer it up or anything.
That would. You know what? That's basically a Rhino. It's
Yep.
a variant of a Rhino.
People have been putting answers in the chat, and obviously they're too early. Even if they are correct, they still can't win. They have been told off, but they're still doing it. But
yeah, well, ignore anybody that answers. All you get is shame and sadness. You know that.
Yeah. So we'll just nip through them quickly again. We've got Running Bear, the Master Box 1/24th figure. We've got AK Interactive Resin Ice baby. We've got Polarlight.
It's disturbing me in all the way.
We've got Polarlight Star Trek.
And a bit of menu.
The AK Maple Leaf.
Go, Leafs, go.
The Dead Maple Leaf.
Go, Leafs, go.
And the Field Cook, German Field Kitchen. And the Italeri Canadair. Yeah, we got there in the end.
Big plane.
big water bomber. And finally, the Canadian AVP Grizzly. Early. Right, I'll stop sharing. I'll come back to you when I can find out how I come back to you.
Don't forget to unlock it.
Yeah, and I'll unlock it off me. I'll just get the chat back so I can see where I'm up to. And go.
Yeah, you will let you get the answer, Ted, because you know the theme.
Yeah, it's going to be easy.
42, says Osric.
Yeah. 42.
Anybody after that? Canada, says AJ. That'll do. Yep. Yeah. I know Philly says Brian Adams land, but that's...
Technically it's correct, but technically it's not the right.
Yeah, it's not that.
Also, we all hate Brian Adams. Nobody likes Brian Adams, so you get in mind.
I like Brian Adams.
As I say on University Challenge, that's not the answer I'm looking for.
For some reason, whenever I think of Brian Adams, I think of Ford Transits.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure there's a song of his that they used. I don't know, but I hate Brian Adams.
Yeah.
So well done, AJ.
Well done, AJ. Send us your details to ted@emodels.co.uk and we'll send you a sticker.
When you do mail in for a prize, if you want a sticker or whatever, please make sure you put what you've won in, as well as in the message. Put it in the title of the email as well, so Ted can quickly go down the list of emails and see who needs what, because that's our inbox, that's our to-do list. So just put, blah 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 won a big sticker, and then Ted can quickly see you can filter some off in one place. And you can see he was on big stickers and he was on little stickers.
Yeah, and I'll put it on the list of stickers to send out.
Yeah.
I don't get the kitchen one.
Kitchener.
Is it Kitchener?
Kitchener. There's
Wait,
a city,
Kitchener. What's Kitchener got to do with Canada?
It's in Canada.
city in Canada.
Is it?
Yeah, because I went
was
there.
a red herring. I
That's where
thought
your
you-
flag came from, actually.
I thought the kitchen was a red herring. Okay.
No, Kitchener is a place. That's where your flag came from.
Oh, cool.
So,
Well, can I point out that the thing I was most impressed with was that the whole point of the Enterprise ship is because William Shatner was Canadian.
Yeah, Mark Scopes does say all Canadian on Canada Day, as Shatner was.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, well done, everybody.
Oh, Canada. I don't know all the words.
I must admit, it was pretty easy because I only had 10 minutes to
Yeah. And they all had the word, a lot of them had the word Canada.
Zadster does say Brian Adams does drive a Land Rover, though.
I think it's because,
And he says, aren't you thinking of Brian May and everything we do
yeah.
is driven by you?
yeah, everything we do is driven by you. But that was about the same time that Brian Adams was in the charts for like 1,000 years with that god awful song from the god awful Robin Hood film.
right. Anyway, well, let's do some giveaways.
Yes.
So we'll do a couple of stickers now.
Straight into stickers.
Right. Have you still got the question up?
Questions? I've got some questions up. Do you
All
mean
right.
on email ones?
Yeah, I was gonna.
I've got some. I've got some.
Oh, we got a lot
we
sent
do
in. I said I was going to make them up, didn't I? So
Yeah, we do have the sum to this week, don't we?
We do. Oh wait, and who's going to make up stuff? What?
Well,
No,
nobody was sending in questions, so I threatened to make some up and make them really difficult, and then everybody started sending them in last week.
yeah.
Okay. I've got a question.
Go on. Then.
It's a question from Glenn Grocott.
All right. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like this one.
I'll do this one. I've got it up. I'll do this one. This is for stickers.
Yeah, for stickers. A big sticker, a little sticker. Double sticker giveaway.
Double sticker. One sticker. Two sticker. 1, 2, 1, 2. You win one of each. Big sticker, little sticker. Big sticker, little sticker cardboard box.
Well, being an envelope actually, but
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so here we go. This is a question from Glenn. I remember we don't fact check these because we can't be bothered. We're far too lazy and we're stupid anyway. We assume that when you mail us with a question answer, you know the answer is correct. Glenn, you didn't include your name and address in the email. Let us know your name and address because if we use your question answer and you include your name and address, we'll send you a sticker. Right, so he says, "Hi Ted."
Hey.
Ready? Hi Ted. This is for stickers. Who or what? Who or what was the last survivor of the Crimean War? Go.
Yeah. I didn't know this.
I
didn't know this either.
It may be correct.
It may be right, but
Who or what was the last survivor of the Crimean War?
Yeah.
I can hear the cries of a billion Google surfers.
Mark Scott says a horse.
But so does Frogspawn.
A horse, Putin, Destiny's Child. I know, but I'm not saying Zazadster.
There we go.
Pashley says a tortoise, and that is correct. That will do it. That's fine.
Yeah, it was actually a tortoise named Timothy.
Yeah, Timothy the tortoise.
Timothy the tortoise. Well done.
He says it was a ship's mascot on several naval vessels, born in 1844 in Turkey, and died on the 3rd of April 2004, aged 160 years old, at Powderham Castle in Devon. Wow,
Yeah.
1844, and he's still around in 2004.
Poor Timothy. Oh, all the stories he could have told.
Yeah, apart from it's a tortoise.
It's a long time to claim a pension, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So who won that? I've forgotten already.
I forgot.
Gary Pashley.
Yeah, Gary, send us an email. Say that you want the double sticker, big and little sticker. ted@emodels.co.uk. And I have to say, did either of you two have a friend when you were a kid who insisted on saying toy toys?
Tortoise.
Tortoise.
My friend used to say that, and I used to have to slap him every time.
Tortoise.
Toy toys. He also used to say, he used to go to the shop and ask for a packet of crisp. He used to drive. I don't know why he was my friend.
Yeah.
Right. Finally, for the last time of the night, is a mug giveaway.
My question.
Yeah. Have you got-
Mug.
Yep.
Question. I've got no water left in mine. Damn it. Not a mug. You can win my water glass if you want. You can't.
That's different. You haven't got the man's glass.
No, that's in the wash. Me and my dimply beer glass.
Mm.
This one holds more, and it's got Guinness on it, so other beverages are available.
I got one for the caravan. It's plastic though, but it just looks the same as a.
You can't have a plastic one. It's got to be a glass.
Yeah, but it's health and safety.
Yeah, mind you, I suppose that they're that thick and heavy that they'd never break anyway.
Yeah, they used to survive in pubs in the 70s. I had until it actually eventually cracked. I had my favourite glass in the whole world was a dimple beer glass that we'd had in this house since I think the early 70s because my dad nicked it from a pub. And it was my favourite glass in the world. And I had it, and it only broke about 2 or 3 years ago.
It survived the Blitz in the East End and everything, didn't it?
It was as old as a tortoise. It's ridiculous.
Sitting in a pub with the bombs falling all around them and just supping the pints.
Yeah.
Nothing to bother.
Roll out the barrel.
Gary just asked for the email in the chat, so I have just complied and put it in the chat for him.
Ted at eModels.co.uk.
Just the one Ted and just the one eModels.
Ted at eModels.co.uk.
Ted at eModels. eModels.co.uk.
.org.biz.net.gov.
Yep.
.me.tv.biz. .org.
Right. Is Chris, are you ready? Have you got a question to give?
I haven't got a question. Is there another
Was it
question?
Chris's turn?
Oh, right. Right. Carl's just sent one in.
Yeah, I've got one from Carl. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do then.
Okay.
He's had the mug question.
We'll do that one then.
Yeah.
Sent from mail for a Windows 10.
Yeah.
And Carl. But, right. The question is, who invented the mug? Go.
Wait, what? Really? Wow.
It's a question. It's
I
fine.
wouldn't have known that ever.
We have to use it for a mug, so that's fine. There you go.
That'll do. Yeah, thanks.
Mark Scopes suggests your question, but also puts the answer at the end of the question. We can't really use that.
Yeah. How many times have you been reading a question though and you've almost read the answer out, kept on reading?
Mr. Mug Fox, Mug Muggerson. No. Gary says, cheers. Wasn't sure if it was going to be a capital T for Ted. I think on email you can use capitals or not. It doesn't make any difference.
No, it's not capitals.
Mark Scope says Toby, but no, it's not the correct answer.
Ashley Sparrowhawk says is come up with the correct answer.
Indeed, yeah. Just got down there. Kiva Han. Han. Kiva. We're
too used to Star Wars to not say Han. No.
Han. Yeah. In the first coffee shop, Kiva Han, which opened in Constantinople in 1475.
Where was that, Chris?
That's a very long word.
Yes.
Where was it, sorry?
It was in the first coffee shop. Wooden mugs were used.
When you say
in Constantinople.
Constantinople. So it's the first coffee shop, Kiva Han. But was that the person's name, or was that the coffee shop's name?
That's the answer we've got.
Yep, and we're going to go off that. But
so we got that. Ashley, send an email to, as is in the chat up there somewhere, Ted at eModels, eModels.co.uk. .net.
Yep. I'll send that across to James tonight or in the morning, and we'll get you one shipped out from eModels. Don't forget the mugs, as we always say. If you didn't win a mug, you can get them from the eModels store for cost price and free delivery.
Yep.
If you didn't get a sticker, you can always order something from eModels and ask them to give you a sticker as well.
Order yourself a nice Dora, 750 quid.
Yeah, I'm sure if you order the Dora, they'll throw in a mug.
Yeah.
Tell them Ted said so.
Ted says you can have a free mug.
Yeah, so you'll get a huge box about the size of a van with a mug-shaped box taped to the top of it.
And then the poor, John will be there. John who does all the picking. John does the pack. John does there. Wow, hello. Start like train wreck. John who does all the packing. He'll be there and he'll be like, he can just about carry the Dora. I've seen him carry the Dora to the truck, and he can just about carry it. But by himself to the truck. So they're going to stick a cup on the top of that. That's just cruel.
It's just the straw that broke the
You're like,
camel's back.
oh,
Just won't be able to do it.
I've got to send a mug now. I've got to unpack it to pack a mug in it.
oh, forgot the mug.
Uh,
Osric 9000 helps you out, Chris. He says, constant antelope.
Constant antelope. I like that. Yep.
Constant antelope.
Carl says, I thought it was I thought it was Istanbul. He says.
I see what he did there. It's a bit like me when I try and say Sazabi, and for some reason my brain wants to keep on saying the word Sazabi. So I often, if you watch my videos, I'll say Sazabi, but I don't know why. I just can't not carry on saying BB.
I keep reading it as Suzuki. So,
Zadster says they should just put caster wheels on the Dora box. Yeah. I think the Dora is the Dora actually still in stock? Let's have a look.
If only there was a way of finding out.
Let me use my IBM keyboard. My vintage keyboard. Yep, the Dora is still in stock.
Oh.
1/35th Dora.
Yep.
Biggest model in the business. World's biggest plastic model.
So you can slap it in your basket, and then you could just put a little note in the bottom. Ted said we could have a mug.
Yeah. If you want to get a free mug, buy a Dora. If you want to get a head, get a hat. That's that one.
Right then. Anything else? Have we done everything for tonight?
We've given away our stickers and
Can I just
mugs.
point out, sorry to interrupt. You know, like on Google Mail, it gives you 3 suggestions for automatic answers at the end of a name when you read a mail.
Oh, yes, it does, yeah.
Yeah, so there's Carl's mail. Who invented the mug? The blah, blah, blah. And the automatic responses are, I don't know, that's funny, or good question.
Yeah, so sometimes you might get inappropriate answers for them. You know, like somebody says, my brother's just died. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Carl, don't forget, by the way, if you want us to send you a sticker, just send us a mail with your name and address, because we asked your question. So
yeah, we'll get one.
Yeah, he only gets stickers when he wins them, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He came in too early for it.
He came in well before we did.
He was in a long time ago. Yeah, I'll talk about
that. Good. Anyway, I think we're about to wrap it up for this evening.
We've got one more thing to do.
One more thing to do, Ted.
Oh, is it? Have we? Have we? Oh, right. Oh, well, we'll finish on a high note then.
We'll finish on a high note.
You don't mean that kind of high note, do you?
No, probably not.
No, not that kind of high note.
I don't know what note you mean.
I can't put that high.
You know, a sound effect with a blast of trumpets and things.
Live!
Shall I share a screen? I haven't done a screen share thing today.
Look it on Chris, Ted.
Look it on me and I'll share something.
Yeah, I'll look it on. I'll try and look it on.
Like a fox cat, Chris Ted.
A fox cat.
Chris Ted. They've discovered a new animal. It's called a fox cat, or is it a cat fox? It's
I don't know.
Somewhere, and it's like a strange animal.
It was cat dog, wasn't it? Or
very quickly, Anders Ericsson says, any news on the gallery? Nope, not at the moment. It's not anything that's... The way the website's built, at the moment, there is no functionality in the website for that kind of service that's available. So until such a thing exists...
Yeah, we'll let you know. As soon as we know, we
shall make a point of telling you, but not yet.
The software doesn't have that facility in it at the moment.
Don't forget, though, you can watch us now as Fox said right at the start. If you joined us after right at the start, you can now watch us live from the website.
Yeah. If you ever want to catch up on the live stream, as soon as the live stream's finished, if you don't want to go hunting on YouTube, you can just go to eModels.co.uk / see that action there, / live. And the previous live stream will always be there until the next one. And if we ever do any ad hoc live streams and stuff, it'll be there as well. So if you want to quickly find the live stream, it's there.
It could happen.
Yeah. It could be you.
I'm going to share my screen now.
Share your screen.
I'm going to share it because look at that.
Yeah, we have a giveaway.
The Revel 172 Suckwood SU-33 Navy flanker.
Does it do a gear walk mode?
No.
No. It's that kind of colour scheme.
It doesn't even change into a giant robot or anything.
No, it's very Macross.
But you can get one for the grand price of free.
Hey.
All you have to do is whatever we didn't decide something they have to do.
Figured that out, yeah, haven't we?
You have to leave a comment on this video with something.
Canadian quotes or quotes about Canada.
Or an interesting fact about Canada.
Canadian fact, eh?
Or even
Go on, Ted, sorry.
Even a funny fact, you can make it up.
It doesn't have to be a real fact. Since when do things have to be real?
Real, as long as it's amusing.
Look, it's got a ladder and everything.
Yeah. So what you need to do is wait till this show is finished. After about 5 minutes, it'll be a regular video that you can add comments to. And just put your comment on that and give an interesting or amusing or both or completely made up Canadian fact about Canada A. Because Canadia's brilliant. It's Canada Day.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Have we got a note somewhere that we're giving this away? So next time we'll know that this is what we're giving away.
It's in the chat.
Okay.
Yes, it's the, what is it? It's the Revell 172nd something or other.
Yeah, Sukhoi Su-33 Navy Flanker. eModels number 03911.
And it's absolutely free of the charge. So yeah, and what we'll do is next Monday. Not next Monday, but the Monday after.
I shared a screen, didn't I? Because now my camera.
Yeah, I might have to postpone it for the week after.
Yeah, Chris, you might want to hit F5, dude.
No, it's all right. It's the other way that it gets there. It'll get there. Don't worry.
Yes, what we'll do is not next week, but the week after, we will randomly pull a winner randomly using the random YouTube comment picker that picks a comment from YouTube randomly on YouTube, and that person will win that kit. So get your comments in. We're not going to be here next week.
No, we're things to do next week.
Yeah, 2 weeks to win the prize.
Yep, for all of us, it just happens. All of us next week, we've got commitments that we're not going to be around next week. So you've got 2 weeks to get your comment on the video. And like I said, we'll pick a winner next week, and you will win.
No, we won't. Not next week. 2 weeks time.
Week after, I'm not used to it. We'll pick a winner, and they will win that big fat plane.
Yeah, but don't forget we're not here next week. Would like to be, but unfortunately we're not. Because I might be out somewhere in the motorhome.
Yes. Now I've got a very serious question here. Gemma's on, and she's making cup of tea demands at Chris, but she's using the symbol for coffee.
She has complained that there doesn't seem to be a tea icon.
That's because coffee is correct. So I think now you're contract bound to make Gemma a coffee.
Is it? Or 7 of them by the looks of it.
Yeah, 7 cups of coffee. That'll keep her awake all night. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. That'd be brilliant. She'll be able to smell molecules and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, while Chris goes off to make the tea, not coffee.
Just very, very quickly, when Anna was asking about the gallery, he says, you guys should start off or have a site where we can share pictures. There is the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/eModels Ltd, I think. I can't remember. It's like eModels Ltd or eModels UK. You can post pictures up on there. Obviously, they'll be on the visitors page. But yes, they will be looking at getting the gallery built at some point. It's just that functionality doesn't exist yet. Stay tuned.
Danny Heron says, where's the chicken? I'll get a picture of her for next time we're on.
Get her on the show. Get her to have a late night and bring her in.
Yeah.
What if you put her in the front room there with you and put the food down, she'll be there all night.
Well, she's probably sat in the front room watching the telly anyway. Go
on, grab her. Go on, Ted. We'll keep him busy for a minute.
Yeah, annoying the cat.
We'll distract the viewers.
Yeah, I'll at least get a picture of it.
If you're getting a picture, then we need at least today's newspaper next to her, because otherwise it might have been an old picture.
What today? So next week it's today's newspaper. That doesn't.
Don't any picture in the recent times, because otherwise it might have been an old stock photo of a chicken.
The recent times.
It could be any chicken, couldn't it?
Exactly. We need an eModels sticker and a recent newspaper.
Yeah, not like a copy of the Times from January 13th, 1847.
Yeah, we'll have to get her a little T-shirt made with eModels on it, won't we? Model making chicken on the back.
Pete, mate, can we get a chicken-sized T-shirt? Hey, hang on, no, we didn't even get T-shirts ourselves. We have to get these ourselves. So.
I might take it now. I've got the motorhome. I could take it to Telford.
And pick everybody up on the way.
Spaces and make everybody angry.
Anyway, time to go. Time to wrap up. Time to go to bed and do it all again. Not next week, the week after. But once again, thank you everybody for joining in with us tonight. It's been great fun. We've had a great night as usual. Food and everything else. I don't think we've got as far as 80s TV tonight.
No, we didn't get any TV at all. No.
We mentioned a couple of Japanese puppet shows, but only briefly. That was in chat. That wasn't us.
So next time it might be 80s TV.
Yeah.
So until then, as we mentioned, don't forget, not next week, week after, we'll be all back and fresh and ready to go and things like that. So
get your comment on the video when the show is finished, so you can be in
touch. You've got 2 weeks to do it. Tell your friends as well. So, yeah, good, wouldn't it? Yeah, make it nice. And
very quickly, Ted, before you go, Danny Heron says, I've been building for 52 years. I am 64 today.
Happy birthday.
I truly enjoy your stuff. Good night. Well, happy birthday, Danny.
Happy York 64.
Yep.
So,
no copyright.
right. Good night, everybody. Let's turn it
Adios,
off.
amigos.